The conflict in the Sahel region of Africa is for much of the world a forgotten war. And yet last year alone, 4,000 people were killed in terror attacks. And this year, France is sending another 600 troops. The Sahel is considered the world's fastest growing Islamist insurgency. It's taking place in a huge region, which contains some of the world's poorest countries, and it's a crossing point for migrants trying to get to Europe. Violence has spread since Islamists launched a campaign in Mali in 2012. It's since spilled over into Niger and Burkina Faso, displacing hundreds of thousands from their homes. In 2013, France deployed about 2,000 troops to help the Malian army, saying they were required to prevent the creation of an Islamic state. By 2019, 4,500 troops were on the ground, but they were still stretched thinly over a massive area and unable to prevent the insurgency growing and forming alliances. Among the groups active are the Islamic State in the Greater Sahara, which operates in northeast Mali, Ansar al-Islam in northern Burkina Faso, and Boko Haram, which has spread from northeastern Nigeria into Niger, Chad, and northern Cameroon. The United Nations now says the levels of terrorist violence are unprecedented and devastating. One of the worst cases came last December when an attack on an army base in Niger killed 71 soldiers. In January, another 89 were killed. There are also numerous attacks on civilians. This prompted President Macron of France to convene a summit, and he asked for international support to help what is called Operation Bahrain. He believes the region is part of a new European defence policy, seeking to prevent countries to the south collapsing into chaos, with millions heading towards EU states. But Macron had few takers. Denmark had already sent a few aircraft and about 70 personnel. The Czech government has now said it will send 60 troops. And so the French are now sending another 600, along with 100 armoured vehicles, bringing troop levels to 5,100. Most will head for the border region linking Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso. They'll join forces from the G5 Sahel countries, which include Chad and Mauritania. The five support the continuation of the French engagement, even as some of their populations bridle against what some see as a neo-colonialist French project. Now, the French military commanders are anxious that the Americans may be withdrawing from the region, taking with them their unparalleled surveillance capabilities. They fear they're locked into a conflict from which they cannot escape.